Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Uncle Jay Explains the News. Now here's the guy who helps little minds understand big news stories, Uncle Jay.
Hi, boys and girls. Well, what a busy news week this was. A lot of the headlines came from the kind of grown-ups that spend the day with you every day. I bet your parents feel really good about you spending the day with them. And other headlines came from other adults who set really good examples of brotherhood and inclusiveness. Well, Uncle Jay's news word for this week is eternal. Eternal, of course, means forever, never ending. And a lot of news stories were like that this week, starting with the Oscars, which lasted about 4 months, and ending with the eternal rest of Anna Nicole Smith, who has now gone to the one father that we're really sure is not the father of her child, unless you think she was a virgin. What do you think? Well, another eternal news story seems to be the presidential election. Boys and girls, if you want to grow up to be president, you better declare now before all your teeth grow in. John McCain announced his candidacy last week on David Letterman, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger did a few years ago on Jay Leno. When you grow up, if you want to run to be president, you can announce your candidacy on whatever TV show you want. Other news stories from last week that seem to be, because they keep happening again and again, President Bush went to New Orleans to say he's doing a heck of a job. Dick Cheney went to Pakistan to say he's doing a heck of a job. Well, let's see. Once again, Bobby Brown got arrested. Paris Hilton got arrested. Dennis Kucinich couldn't get arrested. Time is eternal, boys and girls. It never stops, never changes speed. Except for this coming weekend, it is going to jump ahead 1 hour for daylight savings time, a month early. Congress did this when we weren't looking, boys and girls, to fight terrorism. They're calling it Scare the Daylight Savings Time. Well, now, boys and girls, it is time to answer one of your news questions. This week it comes from Steve in Elkins, West Virginia. Hi, Steve. Steve writes, Dear Uncle Jay, what do all the recent news stories about the stock market mean? Is that a market like where Mom lets me run around and kick people while she shops? What is the stock market? Well, thanks, Steve. That's a great question, especially since last week when Afghanistan's opium crop did better than the stock market. The stock market is a bunch of big rooms all over the world where lots of people are there yelling and screaming and taking money from other people, and other people come and take money from them. It's very stressful and dangerous, boys and girls. I know that sounds a little bit like your school lunchroom, Steve, but it really is not like that. It's very different. There's no food there, and there's lots of alcohol. Maybe it is like your school lunchroom. Well, boys and girls, if you have any questions about the news, send them to Uncle Jay at UncleJayExplains.com. I'll see you next week when Uncle Jay explains the news. And remember, a good kid is good news.